This is the Barbell Back Squat. It's an exercise that, in my opinion, has been erroneously named the king of all exercises. I say that simply because I think the Barbell Back Squat has a fairly limited bandwidth in terms of its use and utility. When it comes to helping to change body composition, it might be one of the best exercises you could possibly do. However, I think once you get to a certain level of strength on it, I think the juice tends to be not worth the squeeze. The risk that you get in performing heavier and heavier and heavier back squats, I think that the risk outweighs the rewards in a lot of cases. So you still have to give the exercise its respect, its due, in terms of the ability to change body composition. One of the reasons I think that is the case is because with the back squat, if you have the heart for it, let me preface it with that. If you have the heart for this, you can rest mid-set, the body's still under tension, and find a way to squeeze out a few more repetitions. Okay, and the reason I think you can do that is because of where the weight sits. It sits back here on your shoulders. It's stacked over everything, and you can hold that weight for a much longer period of time than you might be with a front squat or a split squat or something along those lines. So, how we're going to perform this. I'm going to start by showing you guys this with a dowel rod. We're going to let the bar rest back here across the shoulders. Now you can see when maybe you can't, but when my arms are back like this, my shoulder blades come back and together, and it creates a nice shelf for that bar or the dowel rod in this instance to rest on. I don't want the bar up here on my neck vertebrae. I want it back here, sitting on the meaty part of where my shoulder blades come together in my traps. That is a good position for that bar to rest in. Now, once I am here, okay, I want to take and try to bend the bar into a horseshoe around my shoulders. And what that does, drawing down here, is it creates tension in my lats, which helps to stabilize my shoulder girdle, which helps to make everything else more stable. The more stable you are in a big power, or not power in this instance, strength exercise or hypertrophy exercise, the more stable you can be, the bigger the weight you can handle, right? So being able to get that bar back here across our shoulder blades and really draw down hard on it this way makes the shoulder girdle more stable, makes that weight feel lighter, and as a result, you'll be able to perform better with it, okay? With your foot stance on this, you want your feet to be set a little bit wider than your hips. You're here, you're going to walk the bar out, get your feet set, bend that bar down around your traps, your chest and shoulders. You're going to take a big, deep breath in up at the top, breathing into your belly. Brace in that midsection. Really pull those abs in tight, eyes up. Sit back into your hips. Push the knees open. Remember, we squat between our legs. Rarely do we squat on top of them. Okay, we squat in between our legs. Brace, sit back into the hips, exhale on the way up, okay? With the back squat, at the top of the motion, when we get to here, after the rep, it's a good idea to have the client really bear down hard with the glutes. That helps to kind of reset the pelvis after each after each repetition so that they're starting the next rep from a good place. So, hand position, very similar to the bench press. We're going to go 2 thumbs out from the edge of the tread. So that's 1. I'm going to slide my thumb in, move it out. That's 2. Now, I'm going to duck under the bar here. Get the bar resting back on that meaty spot just at the top of my shoulder blades. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to take just a step or 2 out. You don't have to go very far. Just come out far enough to clear the rack. Trust me, when you go to put this back in, you're not going to want to have to take a lot of steps in order to get the bar off of you. So just a step or 2, just enough space to clear the rack. Bend the bar around your shoulders. Take a big, deep breath. Brace your abdomen. Push the knees apart. Squeeze the glutes hard at the top. Brace. And then when you're done, walk it in. Let it get in contact with the rack. Then let it drop. Do not dive bomb or allow your clients to dive bomb that bar towards the rack. Have them walk it in, then drop. Just because if they dive bomb towards it, the likelihood that they're going to miss the J-hooks here, at some point it's going to happen, and that's not going to be good for anybody. A couple of things to consider, a couple of the coaching points as you go through this or as your clients go through this. You can have them grip the soles of their shoes with their feet as they're going through the exercise. Just as we have a stabilizing reflex in our hands that radiates up into our shoulders, we have the same thing that goes from our feet up into our hip. So if my feet are doing this inside of my shoes, my hips are going to be a whole lot more awake and able to use the strength that they have a whole lot easier. One other thing that you can consider doing is having the client focus on trying to drive their feet apart. Obviously, that's squat bar resting back there, but what that does is it helps, again, to kind of get the glutes to fire a little bit more effectively and efficiently in that squat.